Guy.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Any injury updates to start with?
Almost everybody is getting fit. Only Conor Wickham and Wilfried Zaha are still injured. Of course, Mamadou Sakho is fit but not game fit. But he's looking good. He worked very hard this week and probably going to play on Monday with under 23 his first 35 minutes. So it's looking good. So the rest we have to wait for tomorrow. But like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Tompkins, and also Sulai Kaikai, they're probably all available for Sunday.
With Mam Sakho, from taking on board what you said about him not being match fit, from what you've seen on the training ground, delighted to have him there?
Yeah, very delighted. You know, from the start he was one of our targets to get to Crystal Palace. It's a pity that it's on the last day. Of course, as a manager, you want your team as quickly as possible together. When it can be done on the first day when you start, but it's not like that always. But he's looking good. He is very eager, to come here to show, and he's already a very good influence in the dressing room or on the grass when he's training already with the team. So I'm very delighted that he is here, and you see already what impact he has now already with his positivism and everything. So I'm very pleased that he's here.
You mentioned there the transfer deadline day. That's not going to go away, but it is going to change to be before the season starts. The club, Crystal Palace, were one of 5 teams to vote against that. What's your view on it?
That hasn't been confirmed. That was what's been reported. We haven't confirmed our vote.
It's been reported that Crystal Palace was one of 5 teams to vote against it.
I think you can see it both sides. One time, as a manager, normally, if you look in the eyes of the manager, what I already said, if you from day one when you start your pre-season and you have your whole squad together, that's the ideal situation, because then hey, with this team I'm gonna build up, where I want to go for the first game of the season. But if you, for example, have injuries or you get for the club, you need somebody. Then it's of course 1 month or 1.5 months later, it's better for you. But I think the point of view as a manager, you want the team that you want to work the whole season with. You want to from day one, and not suddenly with one of your best players, is picked from a big club like City or somewhere else. So that's normally the problem as a manager. As a club, you have other objectives, of course.
So if we can assume that what everyone's reporting is correct, that Crystal Palace were one of the teams that voted against it, were you consulted about that vote? Were you asked what you prefer out of the 2 options?
No, but I know everybody knows what I prefer. But it's I'm a manager, and of course, when I'm managing Crystal Palace, the most important thing is Crystal Palace. But at the end, the club has to decide, because it's not for the short term; it's for the long term.
Steve Parish, on your start, I'm sure you've heard it written indirectly, but the direct quote that he gave was, "It's not been great. It's a results business, so if you don't get wins," Frank knows that, we've got to look at how we've been performing and how we've been playing, what we can do to improve. So we'll be working hard and having serious conversations to make sure we turn it around. Can I get your reaction to that?
No, first of all, I have always serious conversation with Steve. Normally we are scheduled always for 1 week, 1 day in the week to come together and sit, what's happening at the club and how we what's going on and how we can improve, of course. And we did it also, after every game, so also after Swansea. you know, I'm not so concerned, about that. I think we have a very good relationship. We know what we want, and everybody is, of course, very disappointing in our result. But we know also this is not a one-day project. No, it's from the long term, and so that everybody knows. You cannot expect suddenly that we. Gonna win every games. Of course, if you calculate, okay, you see the schedule, then normally everybody has calculated that you at least have to have 4 points at minimum, of course. But it's not the case. But still, it's work in progress still. And I'm convinced. I'm now like 30 years in professional football. Sometimes it takes more time, and we're gonna do everything in our. The possibility to change it around. I have a very good positive feeling, what we saw this 1.5 week when everybody was together, training. Of course, there was some players have their international games, of course, but still the majority of our squad was here, and we had some very good training sessions, very positive vibe in the team. So I'm very positive for the future.
Given the pedigree that you spoke about there, Frank, and the fact that you were appointed to come here to play football the way we know you like to play football, do you feel you deserve time to bring that in?
It always takes time, and you don't have to panic suddenly. And again, everybody wants the point, but you have to also know what's going on here, and we think we are doing the right way. Steve knows that. The board knows that, and we're not getting sentimental or something like that. No, we just continue where we believe in, and that's what we're gonna do.
Is it too simplistic what some people are writing and saying that you haven't really got the type of players here to play the way you want to play?
Yeah, but the problem is that everybody thinks that I play the way I always played, and that's totally wrong. For example, everybody say you play 3-4-3, but if you see the players that I put into the squad, our wingbacks were normally defenders. So Van Arnold and Joel Ward. So normally you can say I played 5-2-3. But if everybody say it's 3-4-3, then you think it's very offensive. But if you say it's 5-2-3, then it's very defensive. So we looked very careful to our squad, and in our point of view, this was the best, for the team. For example, Wilfried Zaha playing more up front than he normally does when he has to run back with his full back. So I think it was a very legitimate to play this system, and and also a lot of people say, they don't understand the way of playing. We played very directly. We didn't play from the back. A lot of times, Wayne Hennessy played very long balls, or our defender. So it was really a really different style that I normally played, and that was all because for the quality that we have in our team. So it wasn't that different than they did before.
Have you been told at all that the game on Sunday against Burnley is crucial in terms of your survival?
No, what I already said. I spoke to Steve, and we know what we are going to do. And of course, everybody wants to get results, and I want results, but also want to see the performance getting up. How we want to play, and I'm always convinced. And at Ajax, I never spoke about championships or something like that. Of course, everybody knows when you're a manager of Ajax, you have to be champions. But I never spoke with the group about champions. I always spoke about how we want to play and how we gonna do that. And if we do that the right way, the chance that you're gonna be champions at the end, that's that gives you more possibility to be champions, and it's the same here. We want, of course, every game we want to have points, but also you have to look how the performance is, how you want to play, and I'm convinced if we're progressing in what we do, the points will come eventually. The sooner the better, because points, victories will help you to get confidence and to make that step forward.
You're a great player and a very successful head coach, but with no experience in the Premier League. Has the Premier League surprised you?
No, because I watched always the Premier League. That's the good thing, you know. You can see every game, also in Holland, and I have a lot of friends who worked in the Premier League or still working in the Premier League. So I know how it works. I have a very good staff who have the experience to be in the Premier League. So I'm not surprised, and I'm very privileged to be here, to be in the greatest league of the world, and but not surprised. We know that every game is tough, and that the players knows that, and that's why we have to work very hard together.
Last question. You say every game is tough, and that's true. You've got Burnley and then Southampton, and after that, back-to-back City,
easy games,
United, Chelsea. So vitally get something out of the next 2 games.
Now, of course, what I said, you know, you're calculating always, and but we have to have the confidence, and I think Mamadou Sakho already said, you know, if you have the confidence and really the belief, then you get also you're going into the game also against Chelsea or against Manchester United or City, that hey, we're gonna get a good result here, and so not only against Southampton and Burnley, but also the other teams. And if we are working together hard, then we can make it every team very difficult, and then we get our results.
Okay, Ian.
How have you handled the speculation about your future over the last 2 weeks?
No, I'm always aware that there is always pressure, you know, when the results are not there, as a player, as a manager. So what I already said, I'm 30 years in football. There will always, I played with clubs that are always, the pressure is high when you don't get results. And so the only thing I always do, and I think that's one of my qualities, you know, don't get involved in sentimental things or emotional things. No, just concentrate on the things that you really have effect on, and that's, you know, we're here training on the grass with the players, talking to the players, and how we can change the situation as soon as possible.
One manager once told me that the first day he got the job was the first day he was nearer to getting the sack. So is it an occupational hazard? I mean,
no, you know, you can see if the glass is half full or half empty. I think I always look at it as half full, and I'm looking for always to the positive way. You know, I want to, if I leave, I want to leave to the front door, not to the back door, and that they always can say afterwards, he did, you know, everything in his possibility to give always 100%, and I will do that. And I think if I do that, then I will show the quality that I have with our staff.
Because you're the newest manager in the Premier League. I was with the oldest one yesterday, Arsene Wenger, and he said he would never change his football principles. You know, he wouldn't just go for an ugly win, kick the ball into Rosette just to get a victory to ease the pressure on him. Do you go into Burnley on Sunday saying, look, whether we win or lose, whether I stay on or whether I get fired, I want to do it my way?
I always do it my way, because at the end I'm responsible. So if it's not working, then I'm responsible. If it's working, also I'm responsible. And at the end, when it's not working and somebody else brought you up an idea, or he presses you to do that, you know, that's not a healthy situation. So I always do it my way, but I'm not naive. I just look what the qualities of my squad is, and the quality of Arsenal normally is higher than Crystal Palace, but we can compare that with a lot of energy and choose the right system to do that.
And it's Sunday about baby steps. First goal, let's go for first point.
Everything helps, to get the confidence. A first goal for the team, also a clean sheet or first win, and of course we're gonna do that. But again, points are very, very important right now for the confidence, but also how we perform. I played games that sometimes I think, how could I lose this game? But the performance was fantastic, and then you can say, okay, yeah, again a loss, but then what I already said, then you think, hey, this is the Crystal Palace that I want to see, and if we continue like that, the points will follow, and so this balance we always have to have, and of course, points will help, goals will help to get the confidence back in the team. And what I saw this week, this last 2 weeks in training, I think the players have a lot of confidence in a good result, also starting this Sunday against Burnley.
Right. Thank you. Faye.
Thank you. You said that you want to get the players playing the way you want Crystal Palace to play. How much time realistically do you think that's going to take?
Normally you have like 10 games that you really think, hey, this is the way we really want to play. We had only like 4 pre-season matches. It was already scheduled before I came, and 3 Premier League games and 1 cup game. So we didn't have that. We still are at 7 or 8 games. So I think still we can improve a lot in how we want to play. And of course, again, when you analyze all the games, the 3 games that we lost, everybody said we had a good performance against Liverpool, for example. We played very tight together. We didn't give many chances away. We could have won at the end. Unfortunately, we lost. Swansea had like 2.5 shots on goal. We had like 8 or 9, and we didn't make 1 goal. So. And we conceded 2. So the points were very negative, but there were also some positive things, and that I'm always focusing on. And the stupid mistakes have to, we have to get rid of course, and don't give easy goals away. But I'm convinced that every week we're gonna be better, and hopefully, we're gonna see already the results on Sunday.
Burnley have had a reasonable start to the season. How do you set about to take the 3 points from them?
Now, first of all, we know that Burnley is a team, who can play 2 types of football. If you give them time, they can really play football on the ground. If not, they always have the option to focus to get in duels, to get to second balls, and to get in the challenge. So they're doing very well, but still, I think if we are concentrated, we have a good possibility to get a good result.
Just finally. Talked a lot about the system, as you say, it could be 5-2-3. Would you be willing, if it doesn't work against Burnley, are you willing to change what you've been trying to implement into the squad?
Of course, you're going to analyze always, our performance, and of course, when the results are disappointing, you're going to trying to get that turned around, and if it's that with 5-3-2 or 3-4-3 or 4-3-3, at the end, the players have to execute it, and if they have the feeling, and I have also the same feeling, at the end I'm deciding, of course, but of course you have to have also the feeling of the players, how they are feeling about it, and so we're going to see that on Sunday. But I'm convinced that what kind of system we play, they're going to understand it, how we want to approach every game.
Thank you. Stanley.
Papa Suare is stepping up his recovery.
Yes.
Of course, from what I saw when he had his car accident, it seems he's pulling off a miracle. when do you expect him to be fully back with the team and also available?
It was of course very long out period, but still I forgive a compliment to himself, of course, but also to the medical staff, because you said already it was a terrible accident. And if you see him now running and playing, you don't see anything. So that's in his favor, of course, and also for us, because he can be a very good player for us. And right now he played already 60 or 70 minutes the last game, and he has to continue to play like 2 or 3 times 90 minutes, and from there on he can come back into the team. And I'm very happy for him, very happy for the club. He's very close to. He's already training with the first squad, and it's just time. You don't want to rush things because if suddenly the under 23 is a different level, of course, than the Premier League. But we're taking very good care of him, and he's taking good care of himself, and so hopefully in the near future we can use him again.
Thank you. Dan?
Afternoon, Frank. Can I just get some thoughts on Burnley's recent good form against sides from the capital? They beat Palace at the end of last season for their first away win. Beat Chelsea already, drew at Spurs. What do you make of them so far?
What I said, they're very good organized. They know their plan. They don't make it that difficult when they can. And normally folks is a very good target man, and players are around them, exactly know what to do at that moment. And so they had a great result, of course, against Chelsea. Of course, they were with 10 men down, but still, see a lot of teams struggling when they are playing against 10 men. So they're looking very good, and it's a very hard team to beat. They showed it also last season, and but still I think we have a good possibility to get the result there.
Thank you. Rob, one here, please.
Hi Frank.
Hi.
When you're going through a tough time as a manager or when results are going against you, is there anyone that you speak to for advice, be it a former player, a former teammate, a former manager of yours, or do you very much stick to your own principles?
No, I always stick to my own principles. But still, I'm talking to everybody, from the chairman to the kidman or to the players, and so especially people around this place, because they are normally were much more in this kind of situation. So. That's why you speak to those people who think, hey, they already have experienced this. But still, what I already said, we had a plan, and it's not that suddenly we're going to make a 360 degrees turn and go the other way. No, maybe a small step to the left or a small step to the right, but still we have our own goal, and that's where we want to go.
Okay, that's the end of the broadcast section.
Thank you.
You.